Right. Shalom. It's just us right here, Mary. Listen, if you can just make sure that they do what we set up for them. Okay. Um, it's gonna be a quick one today. It's good to see everybody. Um, for those who are on, and for those who can come in later on, I encourage you to, if you can watch this word. It's gonna be a quick one, but a powerful one. Shalom, shalom, prophetess. I know I've got some messages. Some people may not be able to be on today. And I just pray that you're keeping the Holy Shabbat. The Most High Yah is downloading into you. And I hope that everybody is doing well out there, out in the wonderful world that we're living in. So those who may know, I said I just posted, we went away, we were on vacation. And shalom, brother. It's good to see you. And, sometimes you need to get away. I understand this is Babylon, but sometimes you need to get away from what you may know, what you may see, the things that are going on around you, just to see the wonders and the marvelous and the greatness. Just the things that the Most High Yah has created, and He created all for us. So it gives you a time sometimes to just reflect. I was sitting out and I was like standing out on a balcony because we were like up on like the fifth floor, and I'm just looking out, prophetess. I'm just looking out, right? And just looking just at the ocean, at the power, the Mayim, the world. And it makes you think. It's like, now I know why my grandpop and grandma used to sit out there in a rocking chair on the porch for hours and just sit there and say nothing. Because, it gives you time to look at and reflect and, just be happy with the things that Yah has made, the simple things. And there's always a message in something. See, this is where we lost it as Hebraic or as Israelite or as Bereans or, the ones that are walking in the way. We lost the things. This is why it's important for us to, if we can, to farm, to spend time with so-called nature, because we get to see certain things that are out there that we just may miss, and we miss a message, right? And, it was a great time. It was a good time that was out there and that we had out there. So I just encourage for people to take some time out for yourself. And, when you're having that time for yourself, you're still, reflecting and you're thinking and ask the Most High to show you something in everything that you do, especially when, you get a chance to see all the marvels and all the great things that He has created and He has made. So today's word is going to come out of Deuteronomy, and we're going to look at Deuteronomy chapter 1. And it's a quick word. It's a simple word. We've heard it before. Most of us may have heard it. In verse 9, Moses appoints the judges. Now, when we look at this text, we see, it stems out of Exodus 18. They were leaving. Moses had to appoint judges because he understood that at that time period, the Most High Yah was instructing and getting him ready, or getting the children of Israel for what? A new journey, right? And as we understand, let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 1, and we'll go on verse 6. And he said, when we were at Mount Sinai, Yahweh, Yah, our Elohim, our Lord, our God, said to us, you have stayed long enough at this mountain. Break camp and move on. See, last week I dealt with Lot and Lot's wife. And when the Malachims, when the angels came, they told him to what? Run. Go. Get away. Move fast, not walk. Because when you walk, you tend to think. You walk, you don't move as fast, as fast as Yah's telling you. He's giving you a direction and he's given to you and said, this is a time period. This is, you have a short period of time to do something that I'm telling you to do. So it says right here, he says, you have stayed long enough at this mountain. Break camp and move on. Go to the hill country of the Amorites and to all the surrounding regions, to the Jordan Valley, to the hill country and to the lowlands, to the southern region and to the Mediterranean coast. He says, now go to the land of Canaan and on beyond the Lebanon mountains as far as the great Euphrates River. He's giving them direction saying, okay, you all have been here. You have been in the wilderness. You have been stagnant. I've kept you here for a little bit of time for you to see some things. And a lot of times Yah was like, I'm keeping you here because he's saying, I need to see those things. He needs to see those things. The Most High said, I need to see how you're going to respond, how you're going to act, how you're going to deal with all the different events that were going to occur and see, are you able to handle this, right? So it says, verse 8, all of this land which I, Yahweh, Yah, promised to give to what? Your ancestors. It was a covenant. I promised that I will give this land to you. See, so a lot of times Yah's like, how patient are they really going to be? How long are they really going to wait? Because see, time is important, but we got to realize also too that time does cost us, it does cost us something. See, I know people say time is like a figment of I don't want to say your imagination or time is what, see, all of it sounds good, but time does cost you something. Think about it. I was telling my children, I said, listen, we were talking about whales. I said, you have whales that can live 800-900 years old. You have turtles that can live 800-900 years old. A human life is like, what did King Solomon say? Like that. It is very important that we don't take things for granted. Our time is valuable, but a lot of times we don't value our time. We don't. We waste time. I could use it for example. Okay, we're away on vacation. We were beat tired the first day, but we needed to sleep in. So I understand our body needed that reset, right, prophetess? Next thing you know, right? Okay, okay. Next thing you know, I'm gonna come back to verse 8. The time went past and we're sleeping in and it's 9:30 in the morning. Now, did all of our bodies need it? We did, but we lost time. So let me keep reading to Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 8. It says, all of this land in which I, Yahweh, Yah has promised to give to your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to their descendants. He says, now go. He gave them go. He didn't say wait. He said, go and occupy it. Go and take it. Go into the land. Don't be afraid that there's giants in the land. Giants represent things of the unknown. Yes, they were physical giants. We understand when you start dealing with David and Og and Enoch and you start dealing with the giants. But they were things that they didn't know. They were afraid. He gave them what? An anointed or an appointed time that said, this is when you need to go. See, the time that Yah gives you, when he gives you that time, it's anointed. Because it came from the Sumerium, it came from the heaven. But see, oftentimes, right, we don't understand that the time that time is a precious gift. We take it for granted. We took for granted that we were what? On vacation, and we lost 2-3 hours because yes, our body was trying to reset, right? Y'all know I'm just a testimony, but we lost time in the day. So now by the time we get moving, this is something that what? We're trying to either make up or we can't make up. Time waits for nobody. Sister Mary, prophetess, just us. Time doesn't wait for you. It doesn't wait for me. It's something that just goes by and time will just move on unless it's stopped by what? The hand of the Most High Yah. Now we saw when we understand with Joshua, and for those who don't understand, where he stopped and said, hey, I'm going to make time stand still. And probably somewhere in history, I can't say biblically, but somewhere, Yas probably has done it again. You ever have it where it's just like, man, this day felt like this was a long day. Or you know what? I got so much accomplished in this day. Or, so the thing is that when time and change, truthfully, are the only two things that we don't, have control over. We really don't, because we can we can set things up and set our agenda, but the overall time we don't have control over, right? So those things that are what they're dictated to us. I can't tell the sun when to go up or when to come down, right? I can't do these things, right? Everything that happens in life has what? An expiration date. Straight up. I don't care if it's a glass of milk. I don't care if it's, let's think of something. Even salt that you would put down on the road, it has an expiration date. I'm just trying to think of something longevity, something long that you're like, okay, rice can last 3 to 5 years, but it expires. You can have the bottled waters we drink, right? Um, and there's an expiration. Oh yeah, there's an expiration date on it. I should cover it up. I don't want to be sued, but there's an expiration date on it. Everything we have, right, revolves right around time. Even the earth, even the earth that we're living on now, prophetess, right or wrong, there's an expiration date. There is a time. Now the earth may be renewed into a new way where it's not totally destroyed and dismantled, but there's an expiration date. Yah says, I'm making something, I'm ordaining something, I'm setting a certain time period for this. See, this is what happens, right? Our entire life, most of our lives revolve around time. I got to get up. I got to do this time. I got to get up. I got to pray. I got to cook breakfast. I got to get to work on time. I got to hurry up. I got to leave work on time, or I got to take my break on time. I got to leave work to get here on time. And when we start seeing that time, the issue where time starts coming, right? It's the moment that you glance at your clock or your watch and you realize time, it just went just like that. I was explaining, like I said earlier, we don't have lives of Methuselah of 979 years. We don't have lives of Adam, 930 years. We don't have lives of turtles and mammals and what the Most High has created. So the time is always going to cost, and it's going to cost us what? Something, whether now or later. Sometimes we say, you know what? It ain't going to cost, it's not going to cost me something. Time goes by, right? And you don't realize that you lost that time till you go back and look and say, man, I lost a lot of time in my life. So you go, they say back to the future, but you go back to the past, or as we walk backwards into the future and we're looking back at the time. You know, prophets, you hear, we've learned and heard the time dispensational gap. And no, time is time. And listen, you know, sometimes like we can study. Now I heard y'all were on Kingdom Study to 12 o'clock. What happened? Time went by. Time was flying because you were having fun, right? Something you like to do, right, prophetess? Right, Mary, that you like to do, right? It can go what? By just like this because you were having fun. See, this is why sometimes it's dreadful for some people because they can't find fun in Torah. They can't find fun in the book of life that Yah's given us. They can't find time and find fun with spending time with Yah. We should want to spend time with the universal Father. Our Father is saying, I want you, Shalom, to spend time with me. Because Yah even knows, Ahaya, Yah knows that time is costing us something. It's going to cost, right? So we say, you know, if you weren't happy with how things were going, like, man, this day is just going forever. Oh my goodness, this time is just, you see what I'm saying? Now you were groaning, we're complaining, we're grunting. And it's, you know, this thing is like, you know the saying, as time goes by, right? As time go by, it's an excuse and a common excuse that most of us use. I'll do it later. I'll clean that later. I'll study later. I'll pray later. I'll do all these things. I'll go to school later. And what happens is, now what happens? What's the next excuse? Well, I don't have time to study. I don't have time to go to school. I don't have time to pray. Because why? As I was using our vacation, we didn't utilize the time correctly. So either you lose that element of time, right? You lose that element of time, and then we look back at our life and say, yo, my life has went by so quick like this, and we try to remember what? The good times. And oftentimes, if we're not balanced, the bad times outweigh the good time because we what? Lost time. I want y'all to get this, right? So most of us, we check our watch several times a day. Check our phone several times a day, however you want to do it. Check the TV, right? Several times an hour. Sometimes we do it more often than we should. Sometimes we're always in a rush to do something. Yah said, listen, I'm going to, the text was coming out of Deuteronomy chapter 1. You're going to sit in this land until I'm using the word I as Yah, till Yahweh, Yah says it's time for you to move forward. But what do we want to do? We want to move on our time. Then we make an excuse why we don't move. You had enough time to get this done, but you still didn't do it. See, sometimes we do it more often than we should. Straight up. All of this goes on and it shows us like how important time is, right? But yet we still abuse the time. Yah said, I gave you all this time back in what? Egypt, and all this time out in what? In captivity to get right. I've given you 30, 40, 50 years to get right. Because the Most High is seeing and saying, you don't have as much time as you believe. I don't have much time. We often see it when you watch people elevate and grow, especially when you see it through children, right? So when we look at it, time in Hebrew, I don't see Prophet Jason. I miss you, brother. I miss you. I miss you on. Time in Hebrew is anah, right? Anah, right? If I'm wrong, Prophet is anah. But it means what? An appointed time, right, Apostle? A circumstance, continuously. We can go to Leviticus 23 and look at what? The law. And we're on here, so we're not going to go there. But we know that what? That is an appointed time that Yah has given for what? For us to have that relationship with him. For us to say, he's saying, I'm opening up the holies of holies. I just need you to spend time to become clean so you can feel me. So I can feel you. He's saying, I don't want you just stepping into the inner gates. I want you to come all the way in. See, most of the time what happens is we walk in. And we're going to just use it. We walk into the room. Let's go throw back. We know that the Ark of the Covenant would be here. And we know behind what? Behind the curtain is where the Most High Yah is. We often we work our way in. We wash, prophet, apostle. We get clean. We get ready, Mary. So and what we do is we walk around the thing that Yah is saying, I want you to come walk through. He's saying, but make sure you're pure. And we get to those things. Well, I got time. I'll do it later. And sometimes we miss the mark, right? So when we look at, right, the anah, the appointed time, the season, it means what? This is a point in time. This is a point in time that I'm giving you. We ask ourselves, how come we never, and I said this before, a doctor. I said, why did you wait so long for me to come into the truth? The Most High said, because it was what? His time. His Zaman timing, his Kairos timing, that Moed, appointed time. But I thought Anah, if you could look, prophets, look up Anah. So it is Moedim or Moed, but I thought Anah was also, right? But I think Anah means it was the direct point in time. Hold on. Hold up for a second. Y'all remember these books right here? Yeah, I know. Yeah, Moed and Moedim. But I thought that the word Anah or Ahava, y'all probably may get it faster than me. I don't want to try to get online to try to look at it, look it up. Ayah, Anah. For those, I'm just trying to look it up in the Strongs in the concordance. And I'm sorry, but we got to get it right. We got to make sure that, because I will be judged for teaching or in telling y'all the wrong thing or the wrong word, and I speak a word in, and it has something totally different to do with it. This is what it's about. I don't know everything. It's about spending that time and going in there looking, right, Doc? And making sure that it's correct. Anah 576. Anah. I beseech you, I time Anah. Anah. to approach, to meet, befall, deliver, happen, to seek. And it says C576. So let's jump to Strong's 576, y'all. Um, uh, Ana, I, apar, basik. Okay, so we're going to go and use that. Zaman, yeah, we're going to go ahead. We'll keep it there with the Moed, the Moedim, the appointed time, the appointed time. I'm going to come back in and look. I don't know. Maybe I just got the word. That's what I got the word wrong. But Salaki, I promise. I apologize. So the thing is that when we look and we look at the little time period that Yah gives us, he gave it and he ordained it at a certain time period, right? So at the appropriate time in Yah's life, Yah's going to say, listen, I'm going to make everything apostle fit in your season of life. I'm going to redirect you back to Atlantic City in what? The season that he says that this is where you should be. See, we get so caught up like, this is what I need to do. I need to do it right now. But what did the Most High Yah says? Right? We got to look and see that sometimes things are in a fitting and an appropriate time that Yah has given us, and he will determine when something should happen. And he'll determine accordingly. So Yah will never be late. Man, Most High, why'd you come to me? Shaya. Okay, Shaya. Shahah. Okay, thank you. Toda, Thadawa. So it's not a na, it's Shaya. Okay? It doesn't mean that, we believe that everything should happen in our time, but Yah is saying, yo, I'm never going to be late and I'm never going to be early. I just need you, as in Deuteronomy chapter 1, to have faith. And when I tell you it's your time to move, we know his voice and we hear him. See, this is the problem with the church and how the church has indoctrinated us and brought us up with it. That we say, oh, the Most High, he'll figure it out as I go. Sometimes that can be the case. But sometimes we move what? We move too prematurely. We didn't even seek him before we decided to what? Walk down the direction, walk down the path, right? This is what it was. It's like pieces of a puzzle. You take a puzzle and throw the puzzle and you scatter it. It takes time to put the pieces together, right? The little pieces, sometimes now we're putting those things together, prophetess, right? And then now we're turning around and we're saying that, if we got the big pieces of the puzzle married together, the little pieces are going to what? Slide in place. Oh, that goes there. That goes there. We have most of the puzzle in a frame, right? And then now we're looking at it like this. Okay, now things became easier instead of being harder. See, but we got to commit. We have to commit to what? Our time. We have to commit our time and our seasons and align, shalom, with the Most High, with the Most High seasons and times. See, this is when a purpose, we got to understand, like I said, there's life and death. But when a person's purpose, right, is accomplished, their time stops. I know none of us like dealing with death, right, prophetess? We don't, right? But there's a life cycle. There's a season. There's a gestation, a season for what? To be a child, a season to be a youth, a season to be an elder, there's a season to be a grand elder. There's a season for middle age. There's a season for old age. Y'all get it, right? And it's all natural, but that time period was ordained by Yah. And Yah says, in between that time period, I have given you time that there were things that you were supposed to do, but yet you didn't get them done. Because why? Was it because we were too lazy and say, I don't have time? Or what? We were not great stewards of our time and we mismanaged the time that Yah has given us. Job. Let's look at this. Many of us haven't been bad stewards. We always want to talk about stewards of money. Well, where's the stewards of time? He's like Hezekiah. He went to Yah and says, Yah, I'm begging you for more what? Time. Yah gave him more time, yes, to show the miracle, right? But he gave him more time because Hezekiah was a good steward to what? His time. We saw the things that we were doing. See, this is I don't want to say the problem. And we understand that there's many books and the Most High is bringing them out. And some of the books were lost. They were lost. They were burnt up. But the thing is that there's more to the story. So Yah's like, I'm going to give you extra time sometimes to get it right. Sometimes he keeps people around because he says, listen, my grandmom said this, right? And I don't know if it is the platform because it's the truth. It came from my grandmom. It's a met. He He used to say, yeah, your dad, the Most High, sometimes he keeps old people around a long time because he says, I'm going to make them suffer for the things that they have done to people as a time. Or I'm going to allow you to keep, keep saying 9 lives. So you have time to what? Get it right. He's saying, I want you to get this right before I turn around and say, I'm going to take you off of this earth. See, the thing is that we take all this for granted. We take time for granted all the time. Time waits for no man or no woman. It cannot be stopped unless the Most High Yah is what? Going to stop it himself. Job chapter 14. Shalom. Yo, shalom. It was good to see you. Time. You told me this, brother D. Time. We are all, Job 14. We'll go Job 14, chapter 1 through 5. We are all born weak and helpless. We all led the same short, troubled life. Man, it seems like, man, I came into the truth, y'all, and things just got worse. Y'all's like, because you're seeing it out of what? Your eyes at time, but not my eyes at time. We deal with that. We grow and wither as quickly as flowers. Flower grows, flower dies. It says, will you even look at me, Yah? Or put me on trial and judge me? Nothing clean can ever come from anything as an unclean human being. And it says the length of our lives is decided beforehand. The length of our lives are decided beforehand. I know some people may want to argue that. Some people, see, Yah is going to determine your life, right? But sometimes we cut off our life earlier than he's saying, I wanted you to be cut off. He's saying, I want you to live. Let's go back to the garden. I wanted Adam and Chawah to live what? Forever. But they cut their own life off because of the choices that we made, the wrong choices. Sometimes we made wrong choices, prophetess, time after time after time. And we look back and say, what happened? Yes, bad stewards of our time. And then we want to turn and blame everybody for the decisions that we made. I didn't make you do it. She didn't make you do it. He didn't, your mama, your daddy. Yes, they might have been, come on, Doc. There might have been times that they have put roadblocks in our way or roadblocks appeared in our way, right? But we still want to go back and point at the roadblock and say, well, this is why I didn't get this done. No. This caused a delay why you didn't get it done. And you didn't get it done because you didn't choose to get it done, or you didn't get it done because you felt I got enough time to buy 5 properties. But what are you doing about it? Are you setting yourself up and putting yourself in a position to what? Elevate and move, right? Let me get back to Job chapter 14, verse 5. The length of our lives is decided beforehand. The number of months we will live. I don't know. This is Job. We saw Solomon tell us. I just talked about Hezekiah. We go back to the garden. We look at Enoch. It is the truth. You have settled it and it can't be changed. Yah has created it. But what are we doing during this time period that we're living? Right? Like I just said, there's a time period for us to what? Accomplish everything that we can accomplish. Why? Because this is practice. We are on the practice field. This is practice to get it right before whether we or the new heaven comes down on the earth, whether we have which I do believe that we're going to be able to go back and forth to and from. Y'all saying, listen, I want you to get everything right. Because why? It's for him. It's for you. It's a gift. Time is a gift. See, we don't have time for drama. Some of us do. We ain't got time for craziness. Some of us do. Some people they're addicted to the craziness. Our time is too precious. Your time is too precious. We're right here. Doc, you just got done saying it. You were out in the Shamarim. You said it. The time we just saw what happened to Venezuela. You saw what happened to Japan. You saw what happened in all 4. It was 4 or 5 places all at one time. Did those people know that their time was going to be up? This is what I'm talking about. We take time for granted. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll repent tomorrow. I'll call that brother and sister up that I offended and call them, and we never do it. No, do it right now. Right? Respect time enough, right? So you can what? Plan to be on time. That's one thing I do have to work on, and it's through the years. I have been like a person like, oh, Oh, prophets, you starting at 7:30, and out of some things are out of my hand. 7:30 is the time. I might have missed my blessing because I got on at 7:33, not 7:30. But what do we do? See, we forget that just like our time is valuable, right? So is the other person's time. I apologize if I come on late. Sometimes I don't get the notification. I apologize. I'm sorry. Sometimes I apologize if I'm doing things that's out of time, but we have to work on it. I have to work on it. Sometimes, like I said, the vacation, we need downtime. The time, a downtime to relax, to reset, right? Here's what you said. You needed it, right? You know, we purposely sometimes we have to sit down. We have to what? Shut it down. Get it? You're shutting things down, and then don't feel guilty that we had to shut it down. Sometimes, yes, it's okay that you can't get on here and teach on the Shabbat. Study and spend time with the Most High. I know somebody may need you, but it's a time period that Yah has ordained or told you, I need you to just spend time with me, the Father. I need you to spend time with your family. Or I need you to do, see, we got to understand this because sometimes we're too busy being busybodies and we're busy doing nothing and getting nothing accomplished. Right? Don't feel guilty. The truth is the time will, listen, time will go on even when our time stops. Time will go on. You know, people say, hey, they're going to keep on living. They're going to keep moving. Time is going to get something that it's like with work. Take your time if you're at work and have time what? Off. You need it. It's there. The Shabbat was the holy time for reset on Saturday. See, we spend too much time, this is the message, trying to fix people. I'm spending so much time trying to fix a certain people or persons, I don't even fix myself. Hey, brother D, get this. I spend so much time trying to fix somebody, and at the end of the day, something happens, and I'm before the Most High. And he said, and he's like, I would reward you for all of these people that you put in. You made them great. You brought them they got keys to the kingdom, and you looking at all these people, and then now you just getting cast away because you didn't even make time to what? Repent and change your own life. That's what I said. There's gonna be a lot of people. I know we said the statement going to hell. Prophetess, you just say it right. It is. We spend so much time and effort in people who don't want to get it right. And then we spend so much time in them, they don't want to spend time back with you. They don't want to give back to you when you need it. I was telling my daughter like that, people, I'm going to pray for you. You took something holy. Did you pray for that person? And you knew they were anointed by the Most High. You committed blasphemy. We ain't got time no more. We ain't got time to be late. We ain't got time to argue or fuss. What are we doing when we're arguing or fussing? Wasting and losing time. Time. A person will change when the Most High says it's time for them to change, or when that seed finally flourishes. It may not even be in. You may cut somebody off and they change 3 years down the line. But that wasn't for you to see. That was for them to what? Have to go through that and go through that change. We're spending too much time and we're stuck in this negative place and this negative mentality, right? And then we turn around and we're second guessing and third guessing what? Things that we go through in our responses. It's a waste of time. I'm sitting back looking at my life, at what I didn't do. Well, now I'm wasting time looking back at what I didn't accomplish. It's real, y'all. I do it. And now your soul's on ice, right? The statement, you're caught in the clutch, and you're wasting time thinking about what I should have did in 88. Man, what I should have did in 98. What I should have did in 2008. And then that's how Satan plays those what? Mental war games within you. Let's go to Psalms 31:14. Maybe it's just me. Wasting time in our life. Life is like this. Psalms 31. I told you it's a short one, verse 14. Now we start at verse 3. You are my refuge and my defense. Guide me and lead me as you have promised. I need you to guide and lead me. We're back to Deuteronomy chapter 1, back in the very beginning. Guide me and lead me into what? The new path. It's more to this. See, this is what happens. We get comfortable like being here. Yah said, I have more. We want and more. It's more abundantly. I want you to have more. But we're not good steward of our times. And I don't feel like sitting down really trying to study this Hebrew. That Hebrew may take you somewhere else in your life. But let me keep going. So we keep looking at this. Psalms 31 and 1. Oh yeah, 3. You are my refuge and defense. Guide me and lead me as you have promised. Keep me safe from the trap that has been set for me. There's always traps and pitfalls, right? Look, you got to keep them sharks from swimming in your fish tank. But we got good time with those sharks. And then when the shark turns around and tears you up, tears the fish up, we turn around and like, why'd you do that? We weren't good stewards of our time. We didn't get out when Yah opened the door and opened the path. When he told us to move. It happens. Keep me safe from the trap that has been set for me. Shelter me from danger. I don't see no danger. Are you really looking around? Or you're too busy? Let me keep on. I place myself in your care. You will save me, and you are faithful. Yah is saying, listen, spend time with me so I can protect you. It's a relationship. We all know what relationships are. Let's jump down to 14. But my trust is in you, Yahweh, Yahweh. You are my Elohim. You are my God. I am always in what? Your care. Save me from my enemies and from those who persecute me. Look on your servant with kindness and save me in your constant love. So we're looking at it. We're looking at Yah. We should be what? In his care. We should move in his time, not my time. His time. It's Shabbat. It's Sabbath. His time. He wants me to pray in his time. But no, Yah, I want you to move on my time. Listen, Leviticus 23, when we deal with what? Yom Kippur. It was one time in that year that they were able to go into what? The Holy of Holies. So you had the Ark of the Covenant, you had the veil, and the high priest went in there to what? Do the sacrifice. One time. So Yah he understood, even in the heaven, that he understood that time is very important. It don't wait. We waste it. We blow it. Psalms 39. We gotta yeah, Psalms 39. Let's do better. I told y'all this is a quick one. Psalms 39. Hear my prayer, Yah, and listen to my cry. Didn't we read and we learn and talk that Yah doesn't hear the prayers from everybody? It's so many people that is wasting time praying to the Most High, right? Instead of using that time to what? Build a relationship, because he's like, I don't hear you. The prayers of the righteous avail. He's like, I don't hear prayers from sinners. Why? Because you're not spending time with me. We all want to be loved, but we don't want to spend time. I want God, I want the Lord, I want him to love me, but I don't want to give up coming online for an hour and a half. Man, that's too much time. Man, that brother's long-winded. You ain't got to get it from me. Get it from somebody. And we got an excuse for every single thing, because it's what? It's true. The truth be told, Brother D, is not important to us. It's not important. But when hellfire's at that door, when we're sitting back before judgment, the Most High is going to pull out that book, and the elders, and they're going to sit and say, you had, I don't know how to, somebody's good at math, 900,000 hours of living life, but yet you gave me 3 hours of it. Can you imagine that? You didn't have time for me, so I don't have time for you to hear your excuse on how come you didn't want to spend the time with me. And he's going to say, depart from me, for I've never known you. Depart from me. He's going to send you where? That's the time you're going to be in. You're going to burn forever in time. Psalms 39, 4-5. Yah, how long will I live? He's asking a question. I know we've all been through that. Sometimes we wait to it's a health issue and it really gets us. How long will I live? When will I die? See, this goes back to 2nd Ezra. When we deal with 2nd Ezra and you go back in and he's asking. So if we knew how much time we had in our life, maybe we just would do better. I don't know. Or are we going to be, all right, there was a hip hop song back in the early 90s, right? Or late 90s. It was called 24 Hours to Live. And they said, what would you do? Who would you, what, they were talking about all of the bad things. What would you do if you had 24 hours left in your life to live? Right? You knew your time. I don't think none of us would really waste our time. But right here, we see it. He's asking, tell me how soon my life will end. Why are we, see, and I'm not saying he was wrong, but we're so worried, and he was confessing that he, instead of worrying about or doing what Yah wants us to do. All right, Brother D says everyone's time is different, not because their clock changes, but because their life, their pressures, their priorities, their mindset, their discipline shapes how time feels and how it moves. And yes, Brother D, and we're right about that, and that's what I'm saying. But we still take time for granted, and that's the only problem when we start when we when we look at it, because my time isn't your time isn't my time, right? And that's a problem because two, we're not we're not walking and agreeing that time is very important. I'll get with you. You told me to call you yesterday. I call you 3 days from now. Brother, you missed out because I told you to call me. But it was no respect. It was no honor. It was no loyalty. It was, and you're on it, right? Psalms 39, verse 4 through 5. How short you have made my life. Our life is short. What's the verse King Solomon said? Life is like a spittle. Life is like a speck of dust. And we don't realize it. And sometimes, right, people realize it early. Right? Sometimes you'll see people who have lost their life early and it calls something to allow you to see time. But a lot of times we don't see it until people get old. And then now when they get old, you're getting old and you're going back, looking back at, look at all this time I lost in life. And we spend too much time thinking about all that time instead of looking forward and saying, all right, let me put my head to the plow. And what he says, touch the plow and move forward, right? Because I know time goes like this. It says, it's no more than a shadow. All we do is for nothing. We gather wealth, but don't know who will get it. We gather wealth. We pray, we hope. And I'm just talking about from my people that are working 70, 80 hours a week, but your house is falling apart. From my people who would say, listen, we got to be careful because now the lust of money became what? The God. And the commandment number 1, you shall not have any other God. It became that, right? I sent this out to a couple brothers I know in the car clubs that we're involved in. It said, stop, and we'll use a car for example. Don't baby your car or don't drive your car because you're afraid of the car's going to get ruined, or I'm afraid that I'm going to put miles on it. But when you're going, that car's going to be going. These are things. These are possessions. We can't take those things. See, we need to be building our heavenly wealth. Heavenly wealth. See, that goes back to faith because most of us can't see heavenly wealth. We don't understand it. We know it's there. I'm building earthly wealth. Yes. Be a great steward of your time. But make sure, it's like you see all these people that are multimillionaires and their whole family's going to hell. What are we doing here? We got to it's balance. It says, but I don't know who's going to get it. Sirach speaks about this. We do all of this. And you're like, man, if we could do this, we're looking down and we made it to heaven. We're going to just use the and we understand the resting place. We're going to use this. We're in heaven. We're looking down. And you're like, man, I done saved $1 million and y'all fools blew that money within like 0.3 years and be disappointed. I'm just using this for example when we're dealing with wealth, when we're dealing with certain things. Let's go to Psalms 92 because a lot of times we miss out on time because I'm too busy trying to make money. I'm too busy trying to make moves. That's what they say. I'm too busy. And what? Busy doing what? Does that mean anything in the eyes of the Most High? Now, Yah says, okay, you were busy and you were making this wealth, but did you do what you were supposed to be doing with your wealth? I gave you wealth. I gave you knowledge to what? Pass down to others to what? Be able to obtain the same thing that you have, because at the end of the day, it should be back for our kingdom. What have you done for the community? What have you done for the people that needed it? I've given you these things. And sometimes we pass it down to people that didn't even deserve it. They took it. They got it. Psalms 90, 90 and 12. Yah, teach us how short our life is, so we will become wise. It's hard. We turn around and bad things happen in our life or we get sick. And that's Yah saying, go to Psalms 90 and 12. This is what he was saying. Teach us how short our life is so we become wise. Sometimes it takes bad things that happen so we become good steward prophetess over our time. Good stewards over the time that the people who need us. Stop spending time with people that were sent by Satan to manipulate you, to be what I call them, they time leeches. They're bloodsuckers. They're here to take something that you're never going to get back. And by the time you realize it, how many people did you that we missed? We missed the mark because we were dealing with people who weren't even good stewards of their own time. They were created to what? To be time takers, time stealers. Am I right? Somebody give me a thumbs up. That's what some people were created for. To be your stumbling block. So you don't realize how much time, that you had left. And we missed it. He says, so we can be what? Wise. Using wisdom. Using, hey, you know what? There's a time that, you know what? There's a time for everything. And we understand that. Y'all go look at Ecclesiastes. But we got to understand, a lot of times we're just wasting or I don't even say we don't believe it's a waste, but it became of a waste of a time. And we missed out. We missed out on everything. Stop putting work before your family, y'all. I'm just using work for an example, or whatever you may do. The phone has taken up so much time of our lives. We spend more time on the phone than we do with our children. We spend more time on the phone than we do with the Most High. We spend more time. That I'm telling you, that phone is the thing for is the demon of the. And I don't even like to use it because I say it could be the tree that you learn so much, or it could be that you waste so much time. We gotta find balance, and we gotta use what Yah has given us for our benefit, because it's His kingdom on earth that we're trying to His kingdom in heaven that we're supposed to be bringing on earth, and creating it. Ephesians chapter 5. Ephesians chapter 5. Yeah, people who need us. There's people that need you. They need you to abuse you. They need you to steal your time. Ephesians 5, 15 through 17. It says this, D. Check this out. Be careful how you live. Don't live like ignorant people, but like wise people. Ignorant. Just not caring. Look, make good use of every opportunity you have, because there are evil days. It says, make good use of every opportunity. He opened the door and gave the opportunity. But we just say, I got time for it later on. I'll deal with it. He opened it up. Then the door closed, and then we missed out. See, this is why we got to sometimes stop being so scary, especially when it comes into dealing with investments and moving forward in your life. Yah says, I gave you a time to get certain things. It's like in general, right? You know you have to be the work on time. Most of us, if not, what happens? You're going to be fired. So we will be breaking our neck, busting our chop to get down the road on time, but we won't break our neck to get in service and spend time with the Most High. See, it's the fear. We fear the system more than we fear the Most High. We honor the world and the world systems through fear because we're worried about certain things. But when it comes to the Most High, we just say, oh, when I get there, he'll be there. He'll meet me where I'm at. Let me keep reading. Ephesians 5, verse, I'm at 16 or 17. Don't be fools. Then try to find out what Yah wants you to do. And it says, do not get drunk with wine, which will only ruin you. Instead, but be filled with His Ruach, His Spirit. It's like we waste time. We wasting time in life. What are we doing? Right? He's given us a little bit of time to get it right. I'll do it later. I'll read later. I'll figure out what he's talking about later. Who says we have later? Look what happened in Japan. Look what happened in Venezuela. Look what happened in all four corners of the universe. It could be a mushroom cloud. I'm gonna use that word. Y'all can figure it out. It could be a mushroom cloud in the next millisecond. I got time. No, you don't. The writer asked. He said, God, Yahweh, please tell me how much time I have in life. Why do we? Why do? See, it's. I'm trying to go to the Father to for him to what? Give me extra time on my time. So if you say I got 3 days left, okay, I'm going to get right. I'm going to get right the last 2 days. No, do it and get right now. James chapter 4. I'm done, y'all. I got 3 more verses. James 4. Hey, shalom, prophet. It's good to see you. This the lessons on time and how we need to become what? Good stewards of our time, and we just take it for granted. We do. The world takes it for granted. The new generation, the kids, they take it for granted. James chapter 4, verse 3. And when you ask, you do not receive because your motives are what? Bad. You ask for things to use for what? Your own pleasure, for your own time. Your motives are bad. Why are you? See, I know the Most High. If we go through them, and sometimes Yeshua will come through us and be like, "Yo, why are you praying for that? What are you asking for that? What's your reasoning that you're coming to me and you're looking at what is my motive? What is the reason that I'm asking for these things?" Let me keep reading because I want to jump down too. It says what? For your own pleasures. It says unfaithful people. Don't you know that to be the world's friend means to be Yah's enemy? If you want to be the world's friend, you make yourself what? Yah's enemy. We align up to what? The world's time, but not Yah's time. What are we doing here? Let's jump down to James 4 and we'll jump down. Hey, shalom, brother. James 4 and we'll go 13 through 17. Now listen to me. To say today or tomorrow we will travel to a certain city where we would stay a year and go into business and make lots of money. You don't even know what your life of tomorrow will be. We don't. Here today, this is why Job was so important, because he had so much. And it's like, I'm living on top. But the Most High said, I can just take this, boom, take it away and give you a time period that you lose everything. But the great advantage of, and the greatness of Job was that he stayed faithful. His family said, curse the Most High. His family was involved in things that caused him to what? Lose the things he had. His friends were saying, go ahead and just, and he stayed there, and the Most High what? Replenished him. But the fact is that we're sitting here and we don't really fully, and I'm almost done. We really fully don't understand what time. It says you don't know what your life tomorrow will be. It says right here, you are a puff of smoke, which appears for a moment, then disappears. A puff of smoke, an exhaust, smoke. Even cigarette, smoke. This is what we're like to the world. We don't see it. The time, it just goes like this. A turtle and a whale is looking at us like, that's all y'all got to live? And I'm sure there's other things out there. A redwood tree is like, hey, I've been living 1,000 years. And y'all here today, going the next second. Our time. It says, what should you say? If Yah is willing, we will live and do this or do that. And this is good. But now you are proud and you boast. All the boasting is wrong. I'm boasting from all that I have. And that's another lesson. I don't want to get into that. Shalom, prophet. Job is my life. Through everything, I'm grateful. Brother Ak, this is why the testimony, it needs to be released. Because there's a lot of brothers and sisters that have went through what you went through. And some of us are going through it now. Just because someone's sitting behind a pulpit or sitting behind a screen, it's the testing of your faith. And all you went through, the Most High, He's going to restore it. See, we look at the restoration. Your restoration could be through your son. It could be through his grandson. It's what we don't see down the line. And then as we as we start to mature, we understand that, and we're saying thank you, Most High, for what you're doing for the future. Thank you for everything that I have lost, everything that the worm has eaten, all of the time that I can't get back. But that time was for a reason, because that time that you lost was what? Bringing the time to the future for what? Your children and for them. The things that we went through was what? Y'all saying, listen, we think it's for us. He's like, nah. Because I see right down the line, your great-great-grandchildren or your great-aunt or the person that you tapped into 3 generations from now is going to be that person that leads my children back. But see, it's hard. It's like, even when we think about time, Prophet, I was telling my children, we were talking this morning. Gabriella is a witness. We were in Genesis. She's like, Daddy, but we were dealing with Cain and Abel. And I know most of us don't do. You know, she asked the question, who did Cain have children with? Right? Where, and it came up. And we would just start talking about life and life in the garden, and there was life form outside of the garden, right? And I was talking about how, oh gosh, Gabrielle, what did you bring up? We were talking about, the time of life, the time that Yah brought forth Seth and brought forth, and it got really deep, because it made me realize when I was telling her, when we were talking about time, that Yah's time and human time, it doesn't correlate. It just doesn't, right? And then we went back to Genesis chapter 1, and we were going through the creation of the earth. I don't want to get sidetracked on it, but the thing is that it's important that we take time for ourselves as well. Time from work, relaxing, do things that you enjoy. I had to talk to some of the guys in the car club. I said, what do you I got a friend that has multiple vehicles, but he doesn't enjoy them. What are you doing with this? You're wasting your time. If this is something that you enjoy, do it, because we may not be promised tomorrow. It's okay to do things outside. It's okay for y'all to say, it's okay for if you like to sew, do it. Have time to yourself, but set deadlines. It's okay to be on the internet, but not all day long. This is starting to becoming the God amongst us, right? It's okay to take calls. It's okay to talk to people, but there's a time period. We're not going to call someone at 2:00 in the morning, talk to them for 3 hours about their problem, and yet we don't even have any respect for their time. Now you get in a car, you're driving, you get into an accident because you fell asleep behind the wheel because that person called you to use you or to be a time stealer. It's real. Limitations. We're going to set this out. It's better for our brain. See, our brain wants to always, this is why rest is important. Have time for you. Your brain actually needs a time, right, to shut down. Your brain rebuilds itself every year. It's supposed to rebuild while we're sleeping, but you know why it can't rebuild? Because everything that we're putting into our brain, especially at night, we have to learn where there's a shut off time. I know some of us, we read, and even though we go to bed, we dream Torah, or we watch TV till you fall asleep, but your brain isn't shutting off. It's not rebooting. It's real. Our blood what? Reboots or what? It renews itself every 3 or 4 months. See how the process is a time that Yah makes it. The prophetess, you just told us, telling us, our stomach rebuilds every 7 days, 5 days, 7 days. That's why it's important of the time that we spend making sure we're cooking and researching, and make sure we're eating the right foods, right? Enjoy the time with Yah, the good things, right? He's created, there's a time clock in us. Your liver renews itself every 4 to 6 weeks. It's a time period. Our bones rebuild. Our skin sheds during a certain time period. See what I'm saying? That Yah understood that time is important. The DNA renews itself every few months. Drinking 8 glasses, a gallon of water. It renews your skin. It renews your kidneys. It renews your function. It renews your blood. I'm just using, for example, Yah understood that time was important. Time is very important. We got to just stop taking time for granted. right? Thank the Most High for every day. And sometimes you may say that, yeah, I need you to slow this day down for me. I know you may think it's impossible. Well, how can he slow the day down for you? But it was a fast day for everybody else. He can do it. Listen, you are a child of the universe. The universe has to listen to what you say. Oh, what was y'all gonna say? Oh, the elder involved in some kind of no. You better learn your Bible. You are the sole controller of your universe. The universe of Yah, the kingdom. His kingdom is what? The universe. He created you. You have great what? Power over the time. Look, the world wants to keep you confused. It wants to keep what? Noise. It wants to keep us what? Sidetracked. Then we go back and look, and if Yah willing and He allows us to live late, we go back and you hear the elders, the older people that are in the 80s and 90s, and most of the time they tell you about what time. Sonny boy, don't waste time. I can hear my grandma, I'm Sonny boy. Is that a prophetess? The stomach, 3 to 4, yeah, every 3 to 4 days, it rebuilds. This is why there's a time of fasting. Most of us really should. The research is coming out, which has been there for forever. Every Shabbat, I try to really try to fast. I try to go. Today, I fasted until 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Sometimes I'll fast throughout the whole day. Really, they say 2 or 3 days fasting, what? Reboot your whole system. But we got to understand this. We got to understand this, y'all. Time is costing you something. It's costing me something. It's costing our family something. Let's be better stewards of our time. That was it. Told y'all it was a quick word. And I really pray and I hope that it helps us. Helps you, helps me, helps your kids, helps your family, helps everybody around you. Because time don't wait for nobody. Remember that. Anybody got any questions, any comments? I know I haven't opened it up like that for a long time, but I appreciate Brother D. I appreciate Brother Best, Prophetess, Apostle, people that came in and out, come back on in. I appreciate your comments. And, I appreciate that Yah has given me you all. And I'm sorry if I've ever taken your time for granted. Brother D, I've called you up about a million things. It's the brother here. I know he don't like to know. This is the man when you want to deal with real estate and understanding Yah has ordained you, brother, for and ordained you to what? Teach what you know. Because he's saying, I want y'all to have your own land. I've given you the time and all of this knowledge. Because I need you to feed the people, Brother D, that need you. The Most High is saying there's people that need you worldwide to understand everything that you have learned and understand the system to help us out so we can conglomerate, come together, so we can have more. He's giving you the great gift, and I appreciate that you've downloaded into me. You have given up your time for little old me. The same way someone gave their time for you. Telling you, the world, people, they're waiting for people like you. When I mean the world, I'm talking about the righteous, the ones who are in righteous ruling order, walking with the Most High. Trust me, He's going to reward you. He's going to reward you for every little thing you do. And I appreciate you, prophetess, for spending time with us. Interceding, praying for us when I'm like, man, look, I don't think I got too many, maybe 1 or 2 people that really may sit down and pray. I appreciate it. I know you do. You're on the battleground. You're on the front ground. The warfare is real. But listen, I want everybody to enjoy the rest of their time in this Sabbath. Go up to your family. If you can, hug them. If you can't, send them a text. Grab your animals. Give them a hug. Remember, I don't want to freak y'all out. Oh, the animals are very close to the Most High. And spend that time with yourself doing what you love. And if you don't know what you love, I did the lesson a couple months back. It's okay to be not knowing who you are and trying to find who you are. But ask Yah to show you who you are. Find the things that's going to make you happy. And I'm talking about righteous living. It's like when you do right for somebody, don't you feel good that you did something that can help them in life and benefit them? The Most High is going to be smiling, looking down on you. All right, y'all. So may this word bless you. Heavenly Father, Yah, in the name of Yahshua, we come before you, Yah. We just ask that you cleanse us, Heavenly Father. We just ask that you just hear this word today. We just ask that you help us become better stewards of time, understanding time, and not leaving time behind, oh Yah. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you continue to use us to help refine, reproof, and help this world change, Heavenly Father, Yah, because we know that there is a time period that you have given us, oh Yah, in order to get this done. Have mercy on us. Forgive us, Yahweh. Forgive us for wasting time. And we ask that you forgive us for wasting your time. Coming to you, Yah, with countless prayers. Coming to you, Yah, without not even wanting to spend time with you. Begging, pleading, being greedy, being lustful. Coming to you, wanting all of these things. But yet we don't want to spend time with you, Yah. We just ask that you forgive us in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Let it be so. All right, y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom.